the fingers are pretty good. I'm going to make a new adjustment layer on this. And I'll call this, what side am I going to work on? The left hand? And let's see, what I'm going to do is I can grab this thumb, and what I'm going to do is I'm grabbing the actual IK. So each finger has its own IK system, which you can kind of bring in and do an adjustment to, and rotate that in. There you are. So I'm just bringing that in a little bit. So you can do each finger at a time, but when it comes to these fingers right here, I like actually selecting all of them. Oop, make sure you're just selecting on the controllers, and I can just move them all at the same time. And relax that hand just a little bit. There we go. I'm going to go back to the thumb and then move. And again, I'm making sure all these adjustments are being done on frame 0 of that new animation layer. I think I'm going to try to select that FK of the tip of the finger. I just want to bring that in just a little bit, so I can actually select the joints inside and adjust those too. There we go. There we are. Now we can take a look at this hand. And that's a much, let's deselect it so we can see it better. Much more relaxed hand that we're using here. Yep, let's do that for the other side. So I'm going to do that to the right hand. I'm going to select all the fingers at once. I'm going to deselect that body and just adjust it just a little bit. And if you want one finger to be a little bit more than the other, you can always go back and just adjust one just a little bit more, and maybe take this pinky, move it that back, and maybe even this ring finger, move it back. Just like that. You can just play with it a little bit if you want. It doesn't have to be all perfect. You can add some little bit of variation there. And then the same thing with the thumb. Also, again, all happening on frame 0 of that animation layer. And let's just take the, go inside and press that FK of that finger and bring that in. And then we'll bring this out just a little bit. There we go, we're in. There we go. I like that. Let's take a look at how this swings around. Oh yeah. Looking at that as a whole, I'm liking that. Let's go to display real quick, and I'm just going to set this to models only up here at the top, and just kind of breathe it in. See how that's looking from all angles. See if we need to do any more adjustments. I think that's pretty good for what I'm trying to show off here. Again, there's always more adjustments you can do to fine tune it. Again, when you're working with the animation layers, you always want to make sure, you know, you don't go too deep. Here it's, I've got like almost 5. You don't want to go too deep with this because this can cause problems, especially having a lot of adjustments on each layer. It will slow down Motiobuilder. So what I'm going to do is, the great way to work is to actually save this off before you merge it down into the base animation. just in case you just need to make adjustments later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all these layers, and then I'm going to say merge layers. It's going to come up with this option, and I want to say, yeah, merge all of them, and then I want to make sure I delete the merged layers, and then I'm just going to click on that, and it, boom, merged them all down to one. And then let's just make sure it still works. That's good. And then I'm going to rename this clip. So I'm going to come over here, make sure it's not the guy rig anymore, because there's going to be more clips. I'm going to go to Edit, Definition, and Rename. I'm going to change this from guy. There we go. My thug walk, or thug walk run, sorry, version 1. There we go. That looks good. I like it. I like it. And then what I'm going to do is transfer this animation over to the skeleton, because a game engine's not going to accept this, the animation on a control rig. So we got to make sure we go back to X-ray under display, and we're going to plot this to the skeleton. So we took this off the control rig. Now we go to File, and then we do Save As, and again, I can't decide if it's between a walk or a run. So I'm going to go to, I'll just say this is more of a run, and then hit save. And it's going to go through, it's going to save it as a take 1, which is the only animation we have. Hit save. And now you have a cycled animation ready to put into a game for that walk or run, whatever you want to do. Idle animation, run, walk. Anything that cycles over and over again, hit, run, movements, whatever you want. And that's how you do it inside of Motiobuilder. Several other ways of doing it. This is just one way to skin the cat. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye.